All right. So moving forward here, and see if we can't. There we go. All right. So first things first, we want to make sure that we have a good line of communication. There's about 28 people that are want to participate in this, okay? And to make it easy for myself, to make it easy for you guys, you know, I'm connected with a lot of you on Facebook, and you know, a lot of you have my phone number, direct phone number. But again, if you can imagine, if I've got 28 people sending me messages at different times throughout the day, you know, it becomes a little bit tedious for me. Okay, and I obviously have a business that I'm trying to run as well. So we want to make sure that we have a way to communicate so that if you do have questions, if you do have issues or whatever, that that we can communicate seamlessly and not have those problems. If you send me a message on Facebook, or if you send me a text message, you know, you're going to have to give me an opportunity to get back to you, depending upon what I have going on that particular day. But there's going to be a lot of information that's going to be shared moving forward through our Facebook group. So if you're not in this Facebook group that I have listed here, send me a friend request, and there's my URL to be able to do that. And I will accept your friend request. And then you can send me a message. If you're not in the group, go to that group there and ask to join that group. Now, there's going to be some questions that are going to come up when you ask to join that group, like, are you an FES agent? Who's your sponsor? I can't remember exactly what there's 3 questions, I believe, but indicate in there that you're part of the 30-day Blitz as well. So fill out the information on there. You know, if you don't know who your sponsor is, and it's not important for this particular, for what we're going to be doing as far as the 30-day Blitz, but it's just a good idea to know who your sponsor is. It's amazing to me. I talk with people and they say, well, I don't know who my sponsor is. I don't know how that happens, but sometimes that happens. So if you don't know who your sponsor is, find out who that is. That'll help you just in general with regard to your FES business. But again, when you fill out the questionnaire there, make sure that you indicate that you're part of the 30-day Blitz. That way I can identify you better. Once I do accept your friend request, just send me a message. Again, to add you to the group or to approve you. I'm not going to add you. You're going to go there and request to be added. And then, you know, we're going to be connected as friends at that time. You can send me a message on Facebook to approve you. And in that message as well, let me know that you're part of the 30-day Blitz, okay, so that I know who you are. And then my email address, I'm going to be sending out emails throughout the week with regard to other meetings that we're going to be having and different things that we're going to be doing. Make sure that you whitelist my email. If you're using Hotmail or if you're using Outlook or any of the other emails, other than Gmail, if I send a link in the email, oftentimes it's going to go into your spam or your junk folder. And, you know, sometimes I'll get messages back from people, hey, I didn't get your email or whatever. And I have to tell people to, hey, go check your spam or your junk mail folder. And oftentimes, oh, okay, that's where it's at. So do that, you know, before you send me a message saying that I didn't send you the email, because again, that's time that I have to spend, you know, resending that email. So you should always, in general, you know, just cursory check your spam and junk folders anyway. Okay, and anything that, because sometimes, especially with Hotmail or Outlook, Yahoo email, a lot of times, you know, information that you want to go into your general mailbox will go into those junk or spam folders. So just make sure you check that as well. And again, oftentimes when I do send out, say for example, a meeting notice or whatever, I will post that in this Facebook group. So you want to pay attention to that as well. And if you don't see that email again, make sure you check your junk and spam if you see a post that I made with regard to the 30-day Blitz. And I'll use the 30-day Blitz image that I used originally each time so that you can see that that's what the message is about. And make sure that you just pay attention. Big part of what we do, and this is something that we've, as FES agents, and if you've been to any of the trainings, whatever, you got to pay attention to what's going on, because unfortunately a lot of people don't, and you could end up missing something that's important. Okay, so just pay attention. This is going to be something that you want to prioritize. Obviously you're here, and this is something that you want to do, so you want to make sure that you focus on what we're doing here, and paying attention to the meeting notices and things that are coming out. We may even just have some calls as well. You want to make sure that, and I know some people have requested to be a part of the group, but they have, they also sent me a message going, well, what's it all about, right? So I'm not going to go into with individual people, again, because it's a waste of time for me. And if you want to be involved, you need to make sure that you watch the video or the meeting replay of the meeting that we did on Tuesday, so that you have an idea of what it is that we're going to be doing. So I sent out in the email invite for this meeting the link that is showing up here on the screen for those people that perhaps didn't get a chance to jump on there, or maybe they had to get off early, or whatever the case is. But make sure that you watch that video. Don't send me a message asking me what it's all about, what's going on. The information is there. Take the time, go in and watch that. So first things first, we talked about in that video, doing the Facebook profile review on your personal profile to make sure that it's professional, make sure that you get rid of any garbage that's on there, or things that you don't want other professionals that we're going to be adding as friends to our personal profile. You want to make sure that, they're again in a professional business. They're real estate professionals, they're mortgage professionals. And today people get so many friend requests that, I know for myself personally, I will always go to that. I don't just accept a friend request. I always go to that person's profile to kind of get an idea as to who they are. What are they doing? What business are they involved in? Do they have a professional profile? Because it's pretty easy to, when you go to somebody's profile and you see that it's not very professional and they got a bunch of garbage on their profile, sometimes people will tag you on stuff, or make a post add a post to your profile, stuff that you don't want. Okay. Now I have my personal profile set up so that I have to review and approve anything that I'm tagged in. Or that's if somebody's trying to tries to put something on, share something onto my profile, I have to first approve it. So when I look at my own personal profile, that's like my storefront, if you will. And you wouldn't want somebody, if you had a business storefront, you wouldn't want somebody coming to your storefront and spraying graffiti all over it, right? You don't want to have a professional looking store. And that's how you kind of have to view your personal profile as well. And I've seen, some profiles out there where people are just letting other people add stuff to their profile that's irrelevant to what that person does or is inappropriate. Okay, so make sure you keep a good eye on your profile. Make sure you're selective in terms of whose friend requests that you're accepting as well. The Facebook business page review, again, the Facebook business page is optional. I think it's a great idea. I think it's something that will further create credibility for you with the people that you're going to be sending friend requests to. Again, real estate mortgage professionals. If you have a business page that talks about the real estate market, talks about mortgage lending, talks about obviously credit and information with regard to that, again, following the 3 E's. And basically on that business page is the 1 E, which is really you just want to educate people about credit. Because you got to realize that when you're educating people, you are selling to them, right? You're selling yourself as an expert in our market, okay? So you don't have to force the link. Many times people want to just paste links in there, click this link, buy here, or, and certainly it's okay to send people to information versus sending people to something that you're selling. Like trying to sell them on a protection plan or try to sell them on a specific product. Now, I'm not saying that you can't ever do that, but the majority of your information wants to be educational. And we have a lot of educational information that we can endless really, that we can post on our business page. When you talk about credit, you talk about, debt, you talk about identity theft protection, you talk about what's happening in your local real estate market, what's happening with interest rates. There's a lot of great resources, and we'll put some of those things together, moving forward to help you in terms of information that I believe is good for those business pages. Email signature, that's a big one for me because I received a lot of emails, and again, this isn't not everybody, but some people, and it may just be that you're not a real estate agent or mortgage professional or in a business that requires that. But certainly if you're an FES agent, you want to have, even if you're not in any of those industries, you need to have a professional email signature. I get emails from people that are in our business that have no signature. And sometimes I have to say, who is this? Because I don't know who they are. There's no affiliation in terms of a name on there, who they're affiliated with. There's no phone number, no email, no title, okay? So that's not good. And we're going to be, part of what we're going to be doing is we're going to be communicating with, these professionals at some point in email, because some of them are going to request information. They want you to email that information to them. And one of the things that I always do is I ask them, what is your preference of communication? Because if somebody asks you for information and you send them a link at this point, let's say that you're in Facebook and you've sent them the initial message, which we're going to go through here later on in the presentation, but they've accepted your friend requests, right? They've said, I'd like some more information. And then you send them that information in Facebook Messenger just because they responded there. They may not go back to Facebook for another day or maybe 2 days. Maybe they spend more time in their email than they do on Facebook Messenger. So you always want to ask that question. What is your preferred method of communication? Email, messenger, or text? And oftentimes, again, dealing with the people that we're going to be dealing with, it's email. So you want to make sure, with that being said, you want to make sure that you have a professional email. Have the name of your company, or you could be a credit consultant, or it could say financial education services, whatever you want. Have a name or a title there, and then your title, if you want, whatever your title is. Or you could, again, just call yourself a credit consultant. Maybe you have your own company name. I know some of the people have their own name that they've created for their credit business, which is cool. Maybe you just want to have credit consultant in there. Because we want to kind of separate at this point. We're not really trying to promote the business. We're trying to promote what it is that we're able to do for their clients, okay? So, credit consultant or credit agent, those types of things, don't necessarily, rather than saying you're a field trainer or a sales director. And that's not bad either. Mine says executive sales director, okay? Because that's a title that I've earned. So having your title in there is not bad either, but some people, again, just I've seen them with just credit consultant in there. So that's another option, all right? Phone message, again, another big one. I mean, I call a lot of the agents, and some people don't have a message at all. It goes right to their automated message that you get with your phone, your default message. You want to have a professional phone message because people, again, want to know your business. If you were to call that real estate agent or that mortgage professional, I can almost assure you, like probably 95% of the time or even 99% of the time, they have a professional message. Hey, you've reached John Doe with ABC Mortgage. Unfortunately, I'm unable to take your call at this time. Please leave a detailed message and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. Okay, it can be something as simple as that. But you want to make sure that you have a professional phone message as well. And it's amazing to me, again, how many people are in this business that I've called that just have a default message. That's ridiculous. I'm like, well, who is this person really, right? Especially if in the beginning when you're trying to, again, build a relationship with these people. Now, you can also If maybe you want to have a separate number for your business, okay, or maybe you already have another business, but you want to have a separate number, you could also set up a Google Voice, okay? Set up a Google Voice number. That will allow you as well to set up a message on there, and maybe that's the number that you want to use on your business page, and maybe even on your profile, okay? It's up to you, but I'm just saying you want to have a professional message on your phone. Make sure that your mailbox isn't full. You know, nobody's that busy, right? If your mailbox is full, that's a problem. Go in there and delete your mailbox. Certainly sometimes on occasion, I'll have a lot of messages and I'll see that and I take a look and I go in and start deleting those messages, but it's very, very rare that you would call my number and say, you know, unfortunately their mailbox is full and you can't leave a message at this time, and then it just disconnects. Okay, that's, again, not a good thing when we're trying to build relationships with these people. They want to know that they can get a hold of you. All right, so let's talk about finding local people and local groups in your market. So when you go to the search bar in your Facebook profile and you do a search up there, it's going to bring you to a page like this where you can see you have the choice of selecting all posts, people, photos, videos, pages, places, groups, apps, events, and links, okay? So we're going to be focusing on people, and another good place to find local people is in the groups that are in your local market, okay? And we'll talk a little bit about how to find those local groups and the people that we're looking for as well. And then you have these other options here: show only, any group, public groups, closed groups. Membership, I don't worry about that. But under the groups, we're really looking for public groups, because public groups are easy to join. They don't require, they still require that you're approved into the group, but it's not a closed group, meaning it's not a group that's set up specifically for like ABC company, because sometimes companies will have their own group set up where they only have their people, and they only want their people in that groups because they're sharing information relevant to that company or that particular business, okay? So public groups is, you can do that as a search as well, or again, any, and then it tells you, I believe, I don't see it on here, but it used to say whether it was a public group, just when you did your search, whether it was a public group or a closed group. So maybe the best thing to do is, you know, just select public groups and do a search that way when you are looking for groups. All right, so let's talk about, you know, building your list. In other words, building the people that you're connecting with on your profile so you can develop that relationship with them. As an example here, I went to the search and I put in real estate agents, didn't put in the S, real estate agent in Florida. And it pulled up, initially when it came up all, you want to make sure you select people. So pay attention to what you're seeing up here when you do that search, okay? So here it brought up a list of real estate agents. Real estate agent Florida, real estate agent Miami, Florida. So I always take a look to see, because sometimes the searches will get a little wacky, and I want to make sure that before I send them a friend invite, that I get some indication that they are actually in the area that I'm looking for. And again, you're going to be focusing on your local market. So you'll have real estate agents in whatever your local market is. I found that you can search by city or by state. Sometimes when you search by city, it minimizes the search results. So sometimes I'll just put in the state. And you can also, there's other search filters that you can use here. I pretty much leave it wide open. I've noticed that when I try to narrow it down here to a specific city, that again, it minimizes my results greatly. And And but I can see sometimes I'll actually hover over their name here to see, for example, this doesn't tell me where she's at in Florida, but I may hover over this, and there may be some indication on the information that pops up that will tell me that. I may go over to her profile real quick to take a look. But if, let's say, for example, I'm looking at Miami, I'm gonna go through here and select the ones that say Miami, or maybe I'm looking in you know, West Palm Beach. And I can see that there's 5 or 10 that say West Palm Beach. I'm gonna go ahead and click on those. Some of these other ones I may investigate a little bit further just to make sure that they're not like, you know, 10 hours away from me. So that's how you're going to search for people and start to build your list. And again, the idea is that you want to add people strategically to your friends. You want to request friendship and add them to your profile strategically. So you're looking for, again, mortgage professionals, real estate professionals in your local market. As far as groups, real estate groups in Florida, again, you can see that this pulled up a number of groups here. And again, you can select public groups. You're still going to have to send them a request, which is okay. Or I mean, you're still going to have to, when you hit the join, it's going to tell you that it's pending your approval, and somebody will approve you into that group. It doesn't have to be an admin. It can be any member of that group. What I like to look for is the number of members that are in the group and the number of posts. For example, I see this one here has 10 plus posts a day. That tells me that there's a lot of activity in that group. This one here, there's 4.8K members, but I'm not seeing that. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to necessarily join that group, because I like the fact that there is a lot of members in here. Same thing here, 1.6K, 4 posts per day. That's a good group. This one's got close to 1,000, 5 posts per day. So there's activity that's happening there. So those are the types of groups that you want to be in. Some of the groups you'll see much lesser numbers. There might only be a couple hundred or 300. It's not that that's a bad group, but there's maybe less activity happening in that group. And if you don't see like a number of posts per day that are happening, then that may be an indication it's kind of a dead group. Now you can also go into those groups, and I think I have a slide here. I do. There's a slide here, and I think it's this one. Okay, so in this particular group, Arizona Real Estate Home for Sale, you can find real estate agents that are in this group that you can actually send them a friend request. So you could go into a group, hover over, put mouse over their name, it'll pull up their information. That way you can kind of get an idea to see who they are. And she's with IMC and Associates. I'm not sure what that is. She did post information here with regard to a property that's being sold. That's her former information. So she's probably a real estate agent, most likely. She's posting a property in here. If she, on a lot of them, you'll see that immediately. It'll pop up. It'll show what they, what their profession is, what company they're with, if they're a realtor or if they're a mortgage professional. And then you can simply add them as a friend, and you can literally scroll through that group. And again, you want to find people that are in your market, because you may have other people that are posting information in a, for example, an Arizona group that maybe they're not in Arizona. Okay, so you want to kind of like take a look at it first and see if they are in your local area. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people in my local area. So on this particular example here, I might take a look to see exactly where she's at and exactly what she's doing, because sometimes, again, these real estate agents, they'll pay an admin to post properties for them. And it might be a younger person that's actually putting listings in these groups for them so that they don't have to do it. They're paying them to do that as a virtual assistant, okay? So just want to kind of take a cursory look, see who they are. If they are in your area, they are in the profession that you're looking for, then you can add them as a friend. So here's the message, and I'm going to send this out in an email to everybody. This is the message that I'm sending out that's working well for me. I'm getting a lot of good responses from my local market, pretty much on a daily basis, okay? hello again, whatever their name is, thank you for connecting. And when you send a message, make sure that you put their name in there. What I do is I will, like, for example, if I get like maybe 5 friend requests back or where they've accepted my request, I'll come in and I'll put the first person's name in there, copy it, send it in the message, and then I'll just paste that message into the next one, into the next one, into the next one. But I always make sure I go back, and I obviously, the only thing I have to change is their name, because I want to make sure that I'm sending it to, to the right name of that person, okay? I mean, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. But anyway, you want to make sure that you change that part, put their name in, send it, and then paste it in the next one, change the name, send it. So it's very simple. So you can see how if you're just doing a copy and paste, you can send 5 messages out probably in less than a minute, right? So very simple, very easy to do. Now, feel free to alter the message as you may. And if you get some great results back, share that with us so that we can implement that into what we're doing. I'm not saying this is the end-all, be-all message. I'm open to any suggestions, that type of thing. And again, if you're getting some great results with whatever message it is that you're using, let's share that, because again, we're all doing local market, and there's plenty enough people out there that may not have been approached by anybody from our industry. I mean, I'm even surprised that sometimes I get responses back from people that have never used a credit repair company ever. So, we think because we're in this industry that every real estate agent and every mortgage professional, knows about credit repair and is using credit repair for their clients. And it's just not true. There's a lot of them out there that have never, ever engaged a credit repair company. Okay. Now I like to use, I'm saying credit repair right now, but I always like to use credit restoration and education. When I'm talking with a real estate professional or a mortgage professional, I don't say credit repair. I say credit restoration and education. Okay. Credit repair, because it kind of has a bad connotation to it, unfortunately, in terms of the market, because you hear the horror stories about people that engaged a credit repair company and nothing happened. Well, we're not that company, right? But I want to separate myself, and I'm separating myself by using the word restoration and education, because really that's what we're doing. We're helping people restore their credit through our tools, and we're also providing education for them through their system. Okay. So again, I'll copy this message. I'll send it out in an email after the presentation. I'm also going to send a copy to everybody of this presentation along with the video so that you have that and you can go back through it at your leisure if you have any questions about any of the stuff here. So how to build a business page. If you don't have a business page and you want to build a business page, just go to Google and Google it. Don't send me a message, how do I build a business page? Because I'm not going to help you. I'm going to send you to Google. It's great. There's plenty of videos. It'll bring up within Facebook. There's information within Facebook on how to build a business page. Certainly, you can take a look at my business page to see what I've done. But just Google it. I tell people Google's like this big, just you had the big crystal ball. I mean, it tells you everything. I mean, you can put in there anything that you don't know how to do, and it will lead you to a video or information that will show you how to do it. You've got to become resourceful in what we're doing. You got to be resourceful in order to be successful. Okay, you can't count on me 100% because again, I'm busy as well with my business. I just don't have the time to spend with everybody, certainly the number of people that want to participate in this, helping them to build business pages. I don't have a problem if you build a business page and you want to send it to me to take a look at. I can take a quick look at it and I'll make some recommendations, but I want you to start the process, okay? And Google is a great place to start if you don't know how to do that. So once you have you're adding friends strategically, they're accepting your request, you're sending them a message. So maybe you have throughout the day, maybe you sent out those 5 or 10 messages, and maybe, let's say 6 people accepted your friend request. So what I do at the end of the day is I come into my business page and I invite, I go over to the three dots here. And when you click on that, you'll see invite friends, and then you can select all and then send invites. And if you're adding, again, 5 to 10 per day, and I just set that, you know, that's not like a magic number. I think that you can add up to 20 to 25 friends per day. You don't want to do it like all within like 2 minutes, because Google will pop up a message that'll tell you that you're only supposed to be sending friend requests out to people you know. So, you know, maybe you do 10 initially, and then maybe 10 minutes later you send out another 10, just so that so Google doesn't think you're just like, you know, grabbing a bunch of people. Okay, it doesn't like that. But I think you can send out up to 20 a day, right? I'm just saying 5 to 10 for now, just because I know, you know, everybody has, you know, whatever your schedule is. Maybe you have the availability to do that. Send out 20. If you do, then go ahead and do that, right? Because obviously the more messages you get out, the more responses you're going to get back, the more messages you'll be able to send out, and the more people you'll be able to add to your business page. Okay. So again, what I do is in the morning, I'll send out those friend requests. Maybe in the afternoon, I'll come back and check, and I'll see that, okay, 6 people accepted my friend request. Then I'll send them the message. And then maybe at the end of the day, a few more people have responded. And then I'll come in and I'll add them to my business page. So a very important thing, and I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I shot a video here with a young lady here in Arizona, and you know, I'm promoting that video that I did with her, but I'm not promoting it from like, hey, this is Mark Bustamante with Financial Education Services. If you want to buy a home and you got jacked up credit, you know, come see me. I'm promoting her. People are going to watch the video. My information's in there, but I'm making sure that she knows that I'm promoting her as part of the team, as part of the, as a partner. Okay. So not only does it talk about the message, I wish I would have made a copy of it, but I didn't. But anyway, the message says, you know, if you're looking to purchase a home this year in 2018, I've partnered with Andrea Lynn. If you have any credit challenges, we can help you. Make sure you check out her business page, because she has that video on her page as well. So I want to promote her as well. I want her to see that, you know, it's not just all about me, because when I talk with these real estate agents and these mortgage professionals, one of the things that I let them know is that I'm going to promote you as well. I mean, I see that because they're on Facebook, we're finding them there, we're finding them in the groups, they're promoting properties online. I'm letting them know that, hey, I'm going to like and share some of your properties as well, because I want to help you to generate leads, because obviously if you're generating leads, it's going to help your business. And certainly some of those folks may need what we, you know, the products that we have in order for them to become a customer for you. So let them know that, because that's very powerful as well. Because a lot of times, you know, they think you're just trying to get their leads of those people, even though they can't buy. You know, they want to see something in return. Okay, so just get out of you, right? It's not about you. It's about your partners. It's about what you can do for them. And if you approach it from that perspective, they'll return that, and they'll reciprocate with you, and they'll promote you as well. And they will provide you with those leads. But if you approach them from a perspective that it's, you know, you just want their leads, that's not going to help build that relationship with them. And one of the things that I say is that, you know, even if, you know, you have to make that your intent. You have to think about that before you actually do it, because if you don't, your approach to them, even though you may not see it or hear it or know it, if you're not coming from that perspective and get that clarity in your mind, they will see that. They know what your intent is. So you want to make sure that in your own mind that you're very crystal clear, you know, perhaps before you're sending out that message, or perhaps before you have that conversation with them, that it's all about them. It's all about how I can help you grow your business. Okay. And that's going to separate you as well from a lot of the other people that are out there marketing, because if you take a look at what's going on out there, a lot of times it's from, people are marketing from their own perspective. It's what's going to benefit them, not the partner. So if you approach them from that intent, if you approach them from that perspective where it's all about them, it's all about helping them grow their business, they're going to see that, and they're going to read that, and they're going to hear that. And it's just going to help you to develop that relationship with them, and they, that person trusting you and sending you those referrals. Okay. So what's the process? You want to schedule 1 hour a day in the morning, afternoon, or evening. Again, for myself personally, I like to send out those friend requests in the morning. I get a break in the afternoon. I'll see if I see those, if I'm on Facebook, throughout the day, I can see those friend requests starting. When they accept it, you'll see that on your Facebook profile, but I don't go in there immediately and onesie twosies. I wait till I get a few of them. Certainly I want to do it within the day. Maybe you only get one response back. That's okay. Then send that out. But you may, if you wait a little bit longer, you may have 3 or 4, and then you can send out those messages all at the same time. And then in the evening, before I shut everything down, I go in and I do that ad to my business page. So that's a great way to do that. So if you think about it, if you're just copying and pasting that message, or you're in a group and you're adding friends, or you've pulled up a list of friends and you do that ad, that should only take you a couple minutes to do that at the most. And then in the afternoon, if you're sending out that message and you're doing that copy and paste, that's only shouldn't take you no more than 5 minutes. And at the end of the day, if you're adding them to your business page, that's less than a minute. So in reality, it only takes less than 15 minutes probably on a day to do what we do initially to get those people onto our profile and get them onto that business page and get that message out to them. Now, the hard part, not really the hard part, but the time-consuming part is what happens after that. And we're going to talk about that in our next meeting. But that follow-up. What is that follow-up process with them? Certainly, when we're marketing online, our goal is to always get them offline, always get them on the phone. So if I send somebody that message and they respond back, yes, I'm interested in what you have, or I'm interested, I need some more information. My first question to them is, are you open for a phone call? I send that back to them. Now, a lot of times this will happen where, these are very busy, focused people in many cases, okay? Sometimes it's hard to connect with them on the phone, even though they say, yeah, give me a call. I got one guy right now that I've called. We've rescheduled like 4 times, okay? So he responded to the message. He opened up the email and read it. He said, yes, I definitely want to connect. But now we're in that follow-up process. And I think this past week here, we had 3 different delays, and where I've called him and he had things come up or he wasn't able to talk, and we're still looking to connect. At this point, by now, my message to him is like, look, is this something you're really interested or not? Because if he's not really interested at this point, I want to get him out of my head. Okay, I don't want to wake up in the morning and think, okay, I've got to get a hold of this guy anymore, right? Because that becomes wearing and it's time consuming, and I'd rather go look for somebody that's ready to go now, okay? Somebody that I can get in contact with. So, but certainly I'm going to give them an opportunity, but we're at that stage in my follow-up process where I'm going to say, look, if this isn't something that you need for your clients, not a problem. I can appreciate that. Anything comes up in the future, just let me know. So I'm going to take it away from him. He's already told me and indicated through our conversations that it is something that he needs. Okay. So now he needs to stop, take a few minutes to get with me on the phone. Okay. So sometimes you got to take it away from people. Focus on the task. Don't start reading your other news. It's okay to do what you do on Facebook. Certainly I read posts and I go through my news feed, but while you're doing this and doing this process, get this done first so that you've got it out of the way Hopefully, I mean, certainly there's nothing wrong with, I mean, there's some interesting stuff and funny stuff on Facebook that I take a look at as well. So I'm getting a message that my internet connection is unstable. Okay, it went away. Hopefully you guys can still hear me and see everything. Focus on the task. Don't let yourself get distracted. You know, that's something that we allow too easily to happen. You know, we call them weapons of mass distraction out there. You start watching a video, next thing you know, you're on somebody's website or on another page, and you just get totally distracted. Don't let that happen. Focus on the task, okay? So make a fresh post on your profile page, you know, daily in the morning. Sometimes what I've done is I'll make a post for the week. I'll schedule my post for the week. In other words, I'll already know when I wake up in the morning what I'm going to post the next day. So, you know, you can do that sometimes, even if you get some time. You might find an inspirational quote, something that empowers people, or you might find something educational that you want to post. You know, just save it for the next morning. That way you can just get in there, make the post, and then move on to your business page. Same thing there. Now, I have a business page where I make a daily post in the morning that I can share with people, right? And you're more than welcome to take my post and post that on your page. Now, you're in a different marketplace than me. It doesn't mean that I'm going to get your business. It's just something that if you, for whatever reason, until you become familiar with the resources in terms of what it is you're going to post on your business page, feel free to copy and share what I'm sharing. I don't put any links in most of my posts unless I'm putting something, posting something that's educational from another blog that is a resource blog for me that has information about the real estate market or about interest rates, or and then the other stuff that I post is educational with regard to credit and debt and identity theft protection, and you know, perhaps even wills and trusts, that type of thing. But feel free to come over and grab that stuff. I don't care. It's not going to, you know, if you make that post on your page, don't come over to my page and share it from my page, because if you share it from my page, then it will link back to me. So just take a look at what's there, copy it, paste it, download the photo, whatever. I don't care. Put it on your page, but you got to do it. Again, this is a strategy that requires consistency on a daily basis. If you're not going to do this consistently daily, you're not going to get the results that you could get, and you're going to say, well, this doesn't work, and then you'll move on to the next thing. Well, I'm telling you, it works if you do the work, if you do it consistently. Again, send 5 to 10 requests daily to professionals in your market, up to 20. And I think the number is 25, but I would, you know, again, you don't want Facebook to put you in Facebook jail, that kind of thing. So if you stay right around 20 or less, you're going to be good. Certainly you want to have 5 or more. You can't just send out 1 or 2, because again, it's just going to minimize your results, okay? Again, once they accept your friend request, you want to invite them to your business page, and you want to send them the message. And again, this must be done every day. So I'm coming up with a tracking form for you to use so that you can track your result, or not your results, your daily activity and your results, okay? Because if you don't track it, you can't go back in a week, you can't go back in 2 weeks, you can't go back in 30 days and say, well, okay, I sent out all these messages, and you know, here's the results I got, and here's the, you know, the new referral partners I got. You have to track that information for yourself, because you may be, one of the things I've noticed is that you may be getting results in terms of being able to, and for me, what is results? Results is, number one, having somebody that I can follow up with. Results is not a sale. Results is not a new agent or putting somebody into the protection plan. Results is getting a response back, because if I get a response back, then I can create the next result. Our first result, obviously, is you have to get interested people. So if you're keeping track of that, and you have at the end of the month, you know, let's say you're sending out 10 messages a day, and let's say just 50% of them respond, right? And positively. So if you have 150 people that you can follow up with over the course of the next 30 days and you continue to do this process, some of those people are going to now begin to send you clients. Some of those people are now going, as a result of your follow-up, right? So don't look at it as in your mind, you can't look at it as how many sales am I getting? It's how many follow-ups and potential referral partners am I getting, right? How many people are accepting my friend requests that I'm sending a message to that are coming back and saying, hey, I'm interested. So I'm interested, or send me more information, is the only result that I'm looking for at this time. Because I know, again, if they raise their hand, I know that that can lead to a sale. And if I have, 150 people that in that 30 days say, I'm interested, send me information, I'm going to get some sales. I'm going to get some people into the business. I'm going to create, or not into the business, but into the protection plan. I'm going to create some referral partners as a result of that. If you focus on just making the sale, again, your intention is not to help them build their business. It's all about getting a sale. This strategy works for everything. It's them first. It's building that relationship. It's helping them build their business. It's helping that client, get from bad credit to good credit so they can buy a home. That's what your intent is. Your result, again, is somebody raising their hand and saying, I'm interested in what you have, because we know that what we have works, and we know that it can help them grow their business. We know that it can help them get for those people that are trying to get into a home, that it can help them get their credit where it needs to be so that they can become a customer. Okay. So the tracking form will be coming out. I want everybody to use it. I want everybody I'm not looking for names and phone numbers of who you're talking to, but I do want to see at the end of the week how many messages you sent out, how many people accepted, or how many friend requests you sent out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, how many people accepted your friend request, how many people responded back to your message, how many people you added to your Facebook page, how many posts you made on your profile and your business page. Because again, it's all about accountability, right? Not so that I can call you up and say, well, why aren't you doing anything? Let me say this. You don't owe me any apologies for your busy day and what happened and why you weren't able to do it. I don't want to hear that, because it's not my business. The only person that you need to, if you don't feel like you did the things that you needed to do during that week, and it's not for me to judge, right? It's only for you to judge. That's you. The only person you're really accountable to at the end of the day is yourself. A lot of times people say, well, I'm sorry, I didn't get a lot done today, or this happened or that. That's irrelevant to me. I absolutely hate hearing that, because you don't owe me that. You don't owe me that response. So if you have a week where you didn't do a whole lot, okay, do better next week, right? Doesn't have any reflection on me, doesn't impact my business. It impacts your business. And I hate hearing excuses, okay? I don't give myself excuses. I don't give other people excuses. And that's just the way I am, right? But you don't owe me that. You don't owe me a reason as to why you didn't do a lot that week. The only person, again, that you owe that to is yourself. You're accountable to yourself. My reason for wanting that is so that I can maybe contact you and say, hey, how can I help you? What can we do differently? Maybe it's a scheduling issue. Maybe you're having a problem with finding people, the right people in your area. Maybe you're having, maybe there's something you don't know how to do. That's where I'm coming from. I want to be able to help you. I'm not, so in other words, if you send me your tracking form at the end of the week and you only did a few things, I'm not going to call you up. Like I said, I'm not going to call you up and say, hey, why aren't you doing anything? By the same token, I don't expect you to start out with, hey, well, I got busy doing this. That's not what I don't want to hear that. I don't have time for it. And again, you don't owe me that. It's on you, okay? So the tracking form is going to be for your accountability, primarily for you, and so that I know how to help you, right? So you're just going to email that to me or send it to me in Messenger, take a picture of it, text it to me, whatever, just so that I can see who I need to help. That's all, okay? And I think that is it. That's what I have for you guys today. I'm going to send, again, I'm going to email out this presentation. I'm going to email out the recording. I'm going to send you the tracking form when I get that done today. If you want to, if you're building a business page and you want to send me that page to take a look at it, if you've got questions about your profile, you want to send that to me to look at it, just shoot me the link to your profile or your business page in Facebook Messenger. Let me know what it is that I'm looking at with some details, please. So I'm not trying to figure out what it is you want me to look at. And then I can take a look at it and I'll respond back to you, as I get time. All right, guys. So today's the day. Once you get this information, you can start. I know Saturdays are kind of like for me, really. I mean, I do some stuff during Saturday, but hey, I know that people got stuff going on the weekends. That's awesome. Sundays is up to you, whatever you do. But Monday, it's we make it happen. We start really implementing what we're going to be doing here over the next 30 days. If you have some time today, great, work on it. If you got to set up a business page or you want to start adding friends, awesome. Feel free to do that. And then there'll be another Zoom meeting that we'll have next week sometime. I'm not really sure. I got to take a look at my schedule. I'll try to include the registration link for that in the email that I send you guys with this information. All right. So anybody have any questions before we jump off here? That you can shoot me over in the chat if you want. Going once, going twice. Okay. Awesome. Well, you guys have a great rest of the weekend. And look for that email and some more directions coming out. And I'll make sure that I post that information in the group as well. All right, you guys, take care. And we'll be talking again soon.